Hi, my name is Jillian and welcome to this practice called Exploring Self-Love. Today this practice will go through a series of reflective journaling, some energy oneness Kriyas, and some Asana flow that's geared towards the exploration of the self. So for this practice you'll need 2 blocks, a yoga mat, and a journal with some sort of writing utensil, and any other props like a strap that you may need to support yourself throughout your asana flow. If you don't have any of those, please pause and grab them and we'll begin when you return. So to begin our inner journaling dive, I'd first like to speak about self-love. Self-love is a state of appreciation for oneself that is built from actions that support physical, mental, and spiritual growth. Self-love means to take care of your own needs without sacrificing yourself to please the world around you. Self-love can mean something different for each individual because we all have unique and different ways that best support ourselves. And figuring all of this out and what's best for you is an integral part of supporting your inner growth and reflection of self-love. So now if you can grab your journal, come to a page where you can write in blank one preferably. And just like you to take the time now to, you can either write down these questions or just answer the questions I ask and take a moment to reflect and really bring out some options out of these questions. So the first one is, what would you say to yourself if you were to love yourself unconditionally? Repeat that. What would you say to yourself if you were to love yourself unconditionally? Would it look like positive affirmations every morning, or getting into a routine of saying them every morning? Would it be changing your negative self-talk during challenging events? What would it look like for you? Just write any and all options that come to mind. There's no right or wrong answer. There's no number of things to meet a criteria. This is what best is an answer for you specifically. If you're still working on that question, that's okay. You can continue to work at your own pace. I'll just ask the next one and you can continue to ponder and answer both of them. So now I'd like to ask you, what would happen if you devoted each and every day to loving yourself a little more? Again, what would happen if you devoted each day to loving yourself just a little bit more? This could look like having a better sleep, feeling more restful, being able to support yourself through challenging endeavors, responding to social situations or work situations in a different way, reaching out to loved ones, whatever comes up for you. And finally, for this last journaling task, write something down that you learned, you explored or accomplished today. And if you're at the beginning of your day, you can hold off on this one and come back to it, or write something from yesterday. But just come back to this if you don't do it right now. This is a great practice to see if you can write something down every day in a journal. Because when you go back and reflect, say you give yourself a year to do one thing a day, or a month, or a few weeks, when you look back on this and reflect, it'll show the growth and your inner respect for yourself that you've cultivated over this time period that you've designated for this reflective goal. And it'll just show how much self-care and self-love you can give yourself. It can be just one word, it can be just one sentence. I like having just one so it feels more connect-worthy when you want to go and do this once per day. Perseverance for today. It's something I had learned about myself and explored a little further, so that is my word. So you can take another few minutes here to reflect. And when you're ready, you can put your journal to the side if you're wrapped up. And we're going to move into our opening Kriya. So this Kriya is a wonderful practice to engage your energy and fuel your energy, yet find a sense of relaxation and calmness. It helps to ground you within yourself, but then also relieve any feelings of negativity, and it helps with mindfulness. So we're going to do this Kriya for 4 minutes, and if you need to take a break, you can self-pace throughout. Just support whatever feels best for you. So this Kriya is called the Oneness Kriya. And what you do for this Kriya is we'll have our arms with our elbows at shoulder height, about 45 degrees, fingers pointed towards the ceiling. And it's paired with a mantra and movements of the arms. So the mantra goes like this: Hum hum, Brahm hum. And what this means is we are one. So we pair our movements with the mantra. So when we say hum hum, we bring the arms down a little bit. When we say Brahm hum, we bring them inward a little bit closer. And repeat, hum hum, Brahm hum, hum hum, Brahm hum. And then once you're at about waist height, we'll bring the arms back up and start again. Hum hum, Brahm hum, hum hum, Brahm hum. Never allowing the hands to actually come into contact, and we go from expansion to closure. And sometimes we feel that we end up having a sense of energy, force, connection within our hands, even though they don't end up touching. So we'll do this Kriya for 4 minutes. You can follow along, repeat the mantra with me, or just listen along, or just flow through the words in your head. You can say it in English, we are one, or channel along with me with the mantra. So if you are ready, I will set the timer and we will begin. Arms up. Hum hum, Brahm hum. 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 We are one. We are one. Hummy hum, ram hum. 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 As we go along with this Kriya, see if you can reflect on these questions that were asked of you today. Reflect and see if anything else comes up for you when you think of self-love for yourself, what you can do. And maybe you weren't able to answer those questions. Maybe you needed a bit more time. And that's okay. Continue to see if you can find anything that comes up for you as we go along with this Kriya. Cultivating this wonderful ball of energy and love for yourself. Hummy hum, ram hum. 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 We are one. We are one. We are one. 3, 2, and 1. You can bring the arms down, hands to your knees. Close your eyes for a moment. Take an inhale through your nose. H-A-ha through the mouth. Bring your hands to palms up. Face each other. See if you can feel any difference on how this feels with your hands. Do they feel like they're drawing away from each other, closer together? Can you feel any force in between your hands? Just notice any sensation. And continue to connect with your breathing here. And now we'll move into our Asana flow practice. So if you want to come to stand at the top of your mat, we'll begin with 3 rounds of Surya Namaskar A to warm up the body. So we'll begin feet hip width apart in Tadasana. Bring your hip points up towards your navel. Roll your shoulders back. Inhale, sweep the arms up overhead. Exhale, fold forward, fingertips to the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Step back plank and flow through Chaturanga. Inhale, scoop the heart up and forward for up dog. Exhale, press the hands back and lift your hips towards the sky for down dog. You can pedal your feet out here if you need as we warm up the body, play around with how our body works, and explore our love for our body and ourself. Inhale, step the feet back up, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, sweep the arms overhead. Exhale, guide your hands back to heart center. We'll do 2 more rounds. Arms up overhead with your breath in. Exhale, swan dive. Bring your hands to the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Plant the palms, step your feet back, and move through your chaturanga on your exhale. Inhale for an up dog. And exhale, press through the palms, lift the hips up, back to down dog. See if you can find extra rotation in the arms here. Plant through all 10 fingers and sink the heels down to the mat if it's accessible for you. Step back up with your inhale for halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, raise up. Arms overhead. Hands back to heart center. One more round. Inhale, sweep the arms up overhead. Exhale, release the arms, then the crown to the mat. Inhale for halfway lift. Plant the palms, step back, and move through your chaturanga on your exhale. Inhale to up dog, and exhale, press back to down dog. Come down to the knees, sit back on your heels. Bring your hands to prayer at heart center, and we're going to roll through some prayer clocks. So for prayer clocks, you're going to open your hands like a book and continue to roll the wrists so the palms come to touch as the fingers drop towards your heart center. And continue to roll them down through to the mat. Open the book to show the person in front of you, and then come back to close in prayer. We'll do 4 more of these to warm up the wrists for our journey of self-exploration and self-love today. And we'll go the other direction 5 more times. This time you're opening the book up to show someone first. Bring the palms to touch and fingers up through the heart center to show the book to yourself, and then back to prayer. Shift your weight forward to roll through crossed legs, and we'll roll 1 vertebrae at a time down to our back in preparation for glute bridges. Bring your fingertips to the mat and see if you can inch your heels a little closer. Inhale to prepare, and exhale, press through all 4 corners of your feet and lift your hips. We'll repeat 4 more times, continuing to flow with your breath. Inhale to prepare, exhale to lift, inhale to lower. Make your way back up. Roll through your cross legs back to all 4s. And we'll flow through a cat-cow. Draw breath in as you bring your gaze towards the sky. Drop your belly button to the mat. Exhale, round through your spine. Your exhale. And continue to flow for 4 more. When you're finished, tuck your toes under, press through your palms to lift the hips back up to down dog. With your next inhale, step your right foot in between your hands, spin the back heel down so that the toes of the left foot point towards the long edge of the mat. Windmill the arms up for warrior 2. Keep the chest rotated out towards the left shoulder and your pelvis at a 45-degree angle. Fingers extended long and press into both edges of your feet. The With the next inhale, drop the right arm down to the top of the right thigh. Lift the left arm up towards the sky and see if you can reach the fingertips out past your head for side angle pose. If it feels accessible to you, you can bring your block in here to extend it down for extended side angle pose. Or if you feel comfortable, you can continue to have your fingers touch the floor. Bring the hand back to your left hand back to the left hip. Grab a yoga block if you need. Begin to pop your foot up, the back foot, and shift your weight into the right foot. Bring your yoga block out in front in preparation for half moon. Plant through your right hand and all four corners of your standing leg and lift the back leg skyward. See if you can open your hips up and turn your heart towards the side, and maybe you lift your top arm. With your next inhale, drop the back foot down. Come back up with your exhale to warrior two. Release the arms. Come back down, straighten the leg, give yourself a break, shake it out. And when you're ready, come back to this modified warrior two position. The legs straight. Inhale, reach the fingertips forward. Drop the fingertips towards the mat for a revolved triangle pose. Triangle pose. Continue to pull the right hip forward and not sink backwards into the position. Bring the left hand back down to the left hip. Windmill the hands back down as you pivot the back foot onto the ball of the foot. Frame the front foot with both hands and flow through your vinyasa, and we'll repeat on the left side. So come to a down dog if you need, or flow through your vinyasa. From down dog, we'll step the left foot in between the hands, spin the back heel down, windmill the arms up for warrior two on the left side. Once you're comfortable here, you can drop the left arm down onto the top of the left leg, reach the fingertips up towards the sky for a side angle pose, or if it feels accessible to you, you can reach your fingertips down and extend the fingers towards the front of the room for extended side angle pose. At any point, you can bring your blocks in to help you with your fingertips on the mat, just to give you extra height. Reactivate your anchor in your left foot. Bring the right hand to the right hip. Grab your block if you need. Bring it to the outside of the left foot as you shift your weight into the left foot and lift the right leg for our half moon. Continue to press evenly between your hands and your bottom leg, and if you feel you can, raise the top arm up, open your heart, open your space. Feel how it feels to give yourself this open space, love, like hug. Bring the right hand down to the right hip, lower the back leg down, come back to your warrior two, straighten the front leg, give yourself a break, shake the arms out if you need. We'll come back up to our modified warrior two position as we inhale to reach our fingertips forward. Exhale, drop the hand down for our pyramid pose. Triangle pose. Extended triangle. Windmill the arms down into the instep of the left foot, pivot the back foot onto the ball of the foot, and flow through your vinyasa here. You can pedal out your feet back in down dog. Continue to find external rotation in the upper arms, pressing through all 4 corners of the feet and all 10 fingers. With your next inhale, shift your weight into your left foot and raise the right leg up for 3-legged dog. Continue to press evenly between both hands. Stay with your breath here. With your next inhale, you can bend the top leg if it's accessible to you. Opening that hip up a little bit more. And inhale, bring the right knee in between both hands and lower the back leg for low crescent lunge. Inhale, sweep the arms up overhead, hands clasped, and exhale, take a gentle back bend here. Release the hands and exhale, fold forward. We'll step the right foot back to meet the left, so we're in tabletop, and we'll prepare for our variations of side plank in preparation for a side plank. So we'll do it on the right side first. Bring the right hand into the midline of the body. Try and grip through all 5 pads of your fingertips and continue to maintain external rotation in the bottom arm. Keep the crease of your elbow pointed toward the wrist. Take the right ankle and bring it out towards the edge of the mat on about a 45-degree angle as you open your heart to the side and extend the top leg out. Keep the toes flexed and you can bring the hand to the hip. Keep the right wrist below the shoulder or just a few inches out in front. If this feels good for you for a modification, you can stay here or play with the arm positions skyward or over top of the head. If you're looking for a little bit more of a progression, you can take the top leg and bring it out in front, toes pointed towards the long edge of the mat, and extend the back leg out straight for a modified side plank. Again, we can play with the arm positionings here. And you can flow with your inhale and exhale, coming down on your exhale. Inhale to sweep up. If you'd like to go into full side plank, you can take that top leg, bring it back to stack it on top of the bottom leg. Find your balance. Continue to find length in your shoulder and your ear. Reach the arm up or over top. To come out of the position, step the top leg forward and lower the hip down. We'll come to a Dandasana. Straighten legs, extended, and roll out the wrists. Maybe do a few prayer clocks again. And when we're ready, we'll move into our reverse tabletop. Bring the fingertips towards behind you and with the fingertips pointed towards your heels. Bend through your knees and plant your feet on the mat. Inhale to prepare and exhale, lift your hips up towards the sky. We'll flow through 5 of these in total at your own pace. Continuing to play with how this feels for you. Looking at exploring full body movements in the best way that support you. When you're finished, we can roll back over onto all fours. If you need to shake your wrists out at any point, you can do so. And we'll prepare to repeat that sequence on the left side. So come back to all fours and press back to a downward dog. With your inhale, shift your weight into your right foot. Exhale, sweep the left leg up for a three-legged dog. Continue to practice that external rotation in the top arms, as we found this is quite important for our practice today. If accessible, you can bend the knee, open the hip up a little bit more. With the next breath, step your left foot in between your hands. Lower the back leg down toward the mat for low crescent lunge and sweep the arms up with your inhale. Inhale to clasp the hands, reach the fingers up, and exhale, sink a little deeper as you take a gentle back bend here. Inhale to straighten up, exhale, release the hands and come back down to frame the front foot. Step the left foot back, so you're back in all fours, and we'll prepare for our side plank variation on the left. So shift the left hand underneath the left shoulder, reactivate your bandha in your left hand, rotate the left ankle out to the side as you straighten the top leg out to the side. For these modified poses, be sure you're not only dumping into the right shoulder, you can press into the edge of your foot to find your stability here, so it's spread out evenly between all three anchors to the earth. Play with your arm positions here. Maybe you lift the leg for an extra challenge. Or if you're moving on to the next progression, step the right foot in front of the left leg and extend the left leg out, toes flexed. Continue to maintain your external rotation in the bottom arm. Press through the shoulder, lift the arm, and reach the fingertips forward if you can. If we are going into the full side plank variation, bring your right foot stacked on top of the left, arm up if you can. Keep the hips lifted, activate your core. Come down if you need to take a break. Inhale, sweep back up. You can play around with whatever feels best, doing repetitions or holds here. And come back down. Step the right foot in front to help lower the body down. We'll roll over into Dandasana again. Roll out the wrists for a moment. We'll prepare for a reverse tabletop. Bring the hands behind the hips, fingers pointed towards the bottom of the mat. Bend the knees, anchor your feet. Prepare with your inhale to lift and lengthen, and then exhale, lift through the hips. And continue to flow through 5 at your own pace. Finished, we'll make our way back into a kneeling position. Shake out the arms, roll the wrists around if you need, in preparation for our peak journey today for exploring and showing self-love. opening ourselves up, leaning into that love that we have for ourselves deep down, and we'll move into Wild Thing. Now, all the variations that we've just done, you can 100% stay there and play around with them. See which ways you can challenge yourself and move a little bit more, or change the arm positioning, yet still showing complete respect and self-love for yourself when you move through these positions. So we'll start on the right and then repeat on the left. Come into all fours. We'll begin similar to how we did in our side plank variation. Anchor through the right hand. Shift the right ankle out to the side as we open the chest towards the side wall. Bring the top leg out straight and anchor through the mat. If this is your pose here today, we can bring the arm up. See if you can go overhead and maybe lift that bottom leg, that extended leg, sorry. We're moving into a modified version. Not quite the full thing where we have the top leg out in front, extend the bottom leg. We can take this into a flow where we inhale to come up, exhale, come back down, inhale up, exhale down. And if we're taking the full variation, which is our full peak pose, we'll come back up, reach our arm forward, shift our top leg to the toe mound behind us, little weight through it as we press through the shoulder and reach the heart up towards the sky. We can again bring this into our flowing breath. Inhale to lift, exhale to lower. One more, and come back down. We'll roll back into a kneeling position. We'll take a few prayer clocks here. Nice and slow, roll out the wrists. Notice how you can reflect on our questions we had. What would you say to yourself if you were unconditionally loving? See if that's changed. So we'll make our way back to all fours and we'll repeat on the left side. Shift your left hand into the midline of the mat. Pivot the left ankle out to the side. As you bring the right leg out extended, open your chest towards the side and reach the arms skyward. Or fingertips past your head. Invite a lift and lower. If this is your pose today, find what self-exploration and expression you can investigate here. We're taking the modification. You can bring the hand back to the hip. Step the right foot out in front, toes pointed towards the long edge of the mat. And reactivate your anchor in your left arm and step your left leg straight, toes flexed. Arm back up or overhead. And we can flow through this position here. Continue to maintain your external rotation in the arm to alleviate any arm or shoulder concerns. If we're taking the full Wild Thing, we can move the top leg back behind us with the big toe mound. Open your heart towards the sky. You can hold here, or you can come down. Whatever feels best for you. Explore your movements. Explore the love you feel. Expanding your heart. Do two more here. Last one. And we'll come down. Whew. Roll back to your knees. One more round of prayer clocks here. Give those wrists some love after all that work supporting you. Make sure to go both directions. Move around however feels best. When you're rolling your wrists out. When you're ready, let's meet back in tabletop position. Press back to down dog on your exhale. Take a clearing breath. We'll step the right foot forward in between the hands. Spin the back heel down 45 degrees and raise the arms up for warrior one. With your inhale, reach the arms forward. Exhale as you bring the hands down to the mat. Plant the left palm to the mat or your block. Bring the right hand to the right hip and we'll turn the heart towards the right shoulder for a revolved side angle pose. You can invite a lift to the arm, or if it feels more comforting, keep that arm on the hip, but remain rotated with your heart. Continue to keep your anchor in your right foot as we bring the arm back down to the mat. Grab your block if you need. Bring it into the left hand this time. Hand to the right hip as we pop the left heel up toward the sky for a revolved half moon. Anchor yourself into your block or your fingertips to the mat and open your chest over your right shoulder. Continue to hug your right hip into the midline of the body. Press through the heel of the left foot. And release the leg back down to the mat. Sweep the arms up for your warrior one. Straighten the leg with your inhale. Reach the fingertips forward and exhale. Come into pyramid pose. And when you're ready, you can bring your block or plant your left palm to the mat. Draw that right hand back to the hip. Open the chest over the right shoulder. Revolve triangle. Release the right hand to the mat. Spin the back heel into the air so the left foot is on the top, the ball of the foot, and lower the back leg down for a crescent lunge. Inhale, guide the hands to the sky. Exhale, hands in prayer as you rotate and hook the left elbow on the outside of the right knee. Inhale to lift and lengthen. Exhale, twist a little deeper if you can. Notice the difference between the poses before the peak, how expressive and open they were, and now after as we come down, how comforting, almost as if we're giving ourselves a hug. Release the arms back down to frame the right foot. Push the weight back as you roll onto the heel of the front foot for a half split. Inhale, draw the crown forward. Exhale, sink your head towards your leg. If you need, you can bring your blocks as a support on either side. Press through your palms, step your right foot back to meet the left in all fours. Roll over your toes as you press through your fingers and lift your hips back to downward dog. We'll repeat that sequence on the left side again here. With your next inhale, draw your left foot forward, spin your back heel down 45 degrees, keep the hips pointed forward, and raise your arms up for warrior one. Begin to fold forward as you reach your fingertips towards the mat. Left hand can come to the left hip, right palm to the mat for revolve side angle pose. You can bring your gaze over your shoulder or just out in front. Raise the arm if it feels comfortable, or keep it rested on your hip. Press through the front leg, bring the chest back to neutral. Begin to pop your right foot forward for a revolved half moon. Lift the back leg, point the toes, press the heel, and again draw your gaze and your heart over towards your left shoulder. Raise the arm if it feels accessible to you. Good. With your exhale, lower your back leg down. Lift the chest back to warrior one. Straighten the leg, drop the arms, give them a little break. Sweep the arms back up with a modified warrior one with the legs straight. Inhale, reach your fingertips up and forward, and exhale as you fold over your leg. Your left leg for pyramid pose. Root through your fingers to try and keep balanced on the right side. Draw your right hip forward, bring the left hand to the left hip for a revolved triangle pose. Turn your heart over towards your left shoulder. Continue to pull your left hip back and pull the right hip forward. Release the left hand as you turn your chest towards the mat. Pivot the back foot onto the ball of the foot and lower the leg down for a low crescent lunge. Inhale, sweep the arms overhead. Release your breath, hands in prayer. As you turn your trunk to the left, hook the right elbow on the outside of the left leg. Press through the right elbow into the left leg. Reach your chest skyward. And with your release of your breath, twist a little deeper if you can. You fall out of the position, just get back into it. Release your hands, frame your front foot, shift your weight back over top of the back leg as you roll through the front leg onto the heel in preparation for a half split. Lift the crown forward and exhale, drop your heart towards the mat. Bend through the front leg, bring it back to meet the right leg in all fours. roll through your crossed legs. We'll come back to a Dandasana. And then just show yourself some more of that compassionate love for yourself. Hug your knees into your chest. Give yourself that loving hug. We'll do that 3 times on each side. Come back to Dandasana. Inhale, raise the arms overhead. Exhale, come to a straight leg forward fold. Hook your hands on the outside of your feet. You can bring your strap in here or your hands to your shins if it's not accessible to hook your hands on the outside of your feet. Inhale to come back up. Take a moment before we transition to the next movement. Bring the right leg out to the edge of the mat. Draw the instep of the left foot to the inner thigh. And do a single leg forward fold this time. Inhale, arms up overhead. And breathe out as you fold over your right leg. Try and bring your head towards your toes rather than down towards your knee. Notice how the practice is rounding down with inner hugging, self-hugging poses. Allow yourself to share that compassionate energy. And release the hands, walk yourself back up. We'll switch, extend the left leg out. Bring it out to the edge of your mat. Tuck the instep of the right foot to the inside of the left thigh this time. Reach the arms up with your breath in. And forward fold as you release your breath over top of the left leg. Hands hooking onto the edge of your foot. Bring your strap in or other props whenever you need. This is a wonderful time to bring it in. We're just clasping onto your calf. Release your hands. Walk yourself back up. Move into Gomukhasana. So in this position, shift your right leg underneath the left to bring your right heel on the outside of your left hip. And tuck the left ankle on the outside of the right hip with knees stacked one over top of the other. Stay lifted and lengthened here, or we can intensify the stretch in our hips a little bit by walking our hands forward to lower our chest towards the mat. hands back up. We'll release, extend the left leg out straight, uncross the right ankle, shake the legs out in Dandasana. We'll repeat on the other side. Tuck the left ankle underneath the right leg so that the left ankle is on the outside of the right hip this time. Guide the top leg, the right leg over top the left so that the ankle is on the outside of the left hip. Stack the knees one over top of the other. Only go as much as you can comfortably. If you find your legs are very propped up, don't force yourself. Just allow yourself to be with where you are. Take a few clearing breaths. Walk your hands forward if you feel it's comfortable for you. Fold forward over top of your legs. A lovely self-caring mantra you can carry with you is when you choose love, you are love. So you can say it as, when I choose love, I am love. And you can just note that we have a choice to show ourselves love. It takes practice though. Lift the chest again, uncross the legs, shake them out with your legs extended. Make your way to all fours. Bring your hips a little further back as you sit them onto the heels. Lower your chest down, arms extended for child's pose. Drop your forehead to the mat. When I choose love, I am love. Notice in this position the crocodile breathing. Rather than vertically breathing, we want to expand the ribs out to the side. With our inhale and exhale, feel it recoil into the midline of our body. If you're ready, walk your hands closer as you come back to tabletop position. Make your way down now for our final resting position, Savasana. Pull down one vertebrae at a time, or lower yourself down on your side. We'll lay here for 8 minutes. Tuck your shoulder blades underneath yourself, turn your palms towards the ceiling, toes out towards the corners of your mat, and let them fall to the mat. Let them be limp. Allow yourself to reconnect, reflect on the self-exploration, self-loving journey that we just went on. have any reflections that have come to you throughout the practice or during your Savasana, you can journal these after. If you have more to add to the questions, what would you say to yourself? You're unconditionally loving. And how would you feel if you devoted yourself every day to showing yourself more love? Maybe you thought of one other thing that you explored, or something that you did for yourself today that was showing self-love. You thought of a word to write down. as long as you want. That's the 8-minute mark for our Shavasana. I want to thank you so much for going on this journey with me today, exploring your inner self-love. I hope you found this practice helpful and may continue to write one thing a day that you've explored or you've shown yourself self-love for that day, as it can be a wonderful reflective piece to continue to show up for yourself. From my heart to yours, thank you so much.